Now that we've determined the trends over time in the fish populations, plankton populations, and the water chemistry, it's time to look back at our model from session 3. One of the most important parts of the scientific process is updating our understanding when we get new information. Now that we have more concrete information from our real-world system, we want to take a minute to see if our models accurately represent what happened in the real world, or if we need to change them to reflect what we found when we collected data. Find at least 3 relationships in your data that were also part of your model. For example, we had data on fish populations and plankton populations. First, in your model, how did you describe the relationship between the plankton population and the fish population? Next, look at your data. Based on that data, was there any correlation between the plankton population and the fish populations? Does it match the assumption in your model? If it doesn't, why do you think there was a difference? So let's say you do find a difference. You predicted one relationship, but your other data either isn't clear or shows something different. If you think that there isn't enough data to prove things one way or another, but believe your original assumption is still correct, make sure to note that in your model. But if you think that the data indicates that your original assumption was wrong, you'll want to edit your model to reflect what you observed in the real world. As you work on this with your research team, find at least 3 relationships in your model that you can test based on your data and record them in your field notebook. Next, in your field notebook, note if there are trends in your data that supported your original assumption, disproved your assumption, or were inconclusive. Then, list any updates that you want to make to your model to make it more reflective of the real world.